Okay, this is a split second decision. This is just a last minute thing I'm throwing together. So I hope it all works for you. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Kristina. It's nice to meet you. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you've been watching all my Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Friday. All of my If Then on Friday. If you like this author, then maybe you like that author. Also, Flashback Mondays, where we talk about all the books in Romantic Time Book Review. Um, I've done over 70 some books, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I was doing this If Then the other day on Cowboys. I know this isn't. How does it look? Does it look good? Does it look good? This way? This way? That way? Ah, I gotta. How's that? How's that for cowboyness? So, I did an If Then on Cowboys. I hope you will go check that out. I did forget a couple of authors. Again, I'm always forgetting authors. There are so many of those out there, though. I would highly recommend you check out my If Then. Maybe that'll inspire you. And also check out Flashback Monday, because we're forever mentioning additional books. I talk about historicals, mystery, romantic science, contemporary romance, harlequins, sci-fi, inspirationals, and a few erotica. I do a ton of books. Also, please check out If Then on Fridays. Um, I recently did, we started with the Bridgertons. If you like Julia Quinn's Bridgertons, then maybe you like Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's, Catherine Coulter Sherbrooke's, Stephanie Lawrence Sinsters. I did vampires. I did werewolves. I did witches. I did forensics. I did homicide. I did Scotland Yard. I recently did, I don't know if you've watched it as of yet, but I did Cowboys. And while I was doing the Cowboys, I got this idea to do a follow-up video, or a pre-video, depending on where it lands, a pre-video on this particular author, because I had so many. I don't have them all. I don't even have probably don't even have 10% of all that she's published. Seriously. I probably have, maybe I do have 10%, but not even close. I know she's got hundreds of books out there, hundreds. But I just wanted to mention that this particular author, now what did I do with them? In addition to being a contemporary romance author, specializing in cowboys, by the way, which was the reason for the hat and for the If Then. That's what she was included in. Some of her books were included in the If Then. But to let you know that she did a very short vampire series too. She hit the nighttime because vampires were the in thing. I forget which order these are in. I had them numbered at one point. Linda Lael Miller, Forever in the Night. Neely Wallace thought she had found the perfect lover. Adrian Tremaine was both angel and devil, as tender and sensitive as he was powerfully erotic. Then she learned the secret that tormented his soul. Adrian was cursed with the dark gift of immortality. Time without end. His breathtaking, beautifully wicked, seductive, dangerously irresistible, he is a vampire Valerian. Most beloved character from acclaimed novels Forever and the Night and For All Eternity, this is one of the unearthly beauty and timeless emotions, an extraordinary life consumed by eternal darkness and inflamed by mortal desires. From his first possession encounters with love and death in the dark days of the 14th century to the dazzling fame master of illusion in modern-day Las Vegas, Valerian could never escape the joys and anguish of human desire. It was his fate from the beginning, shadowed by the loss of his one true love, the enchanting Brianna. Valerian surrendered his soul to the haunting solitude of endless night. Now, once every century, his beloved Brianna returns in human form. A lusty tavern maid, a singer in 17th century London, a courageous woman of the Old West. With each life, she reawakens the lostness, tenderness in his heart. Tonight and always. Now, Linda L. Miller introduces a passionate new heroine, Christina, the daughter of Miller's beloved characters Maeve Tremaine and Calder Holbrook. Her smoldering beauty benefits a child of the vampires, but Christina does not possess their dark, seductive gifts. Within her stirs a power that goes beyond the blood of life, beyond nature itself, allowing to Christina to move objects by will alone, across her parlor or across the globe in the blink of an eye. Linda L. Miller for all eternity. She is a creature of the night, beautiful, seductive, immortal. Her kiss brings the mercy of death to wounded soldiers at Gettysburg. Her courage defies the darkest shames of the queen of the vampires. Her soul struggles for peace and war that is brewing with angels and warlocks. But her heart is all too human, and one holds the key. His name is Calder Holbrook, a mortal man who has unlocked her deepest desires. So those are the four vampire ones. So then we have only when there's no editing in this one. Linda Lau Miller, Big Sky Country, got 4.5, 4 stars. Miller once again delivers an entertaining story of a small town peopled with basically good folks. The first in a new series has two great main characters who play well off each other and wonderful cast of supporting ones whose stories will eagerly anticipated. Formerly of the rich and privileged of Parable, Montana, Jocelyn Kirk is back in town where she said she'd never be. However, she promised herself she'd make things right with the people her late stepfather cheated. The illegitimate son of John Carmy, Sheriff Slade Barlow, is shocked when, after ignoring him for all 35 years, John dies and leaves Slade half his fortune and half his ranch. He and Jocelyn were never close, being from opposite sides of the tracks, but as Slade tries to make home for his ex-wife's rebellious teenage daughter, he and Jocelyn begin to fall in love. Now, this was a series. Let's see if I can do them in order here a little bit. Um, I thoroughly enjoyed these. The McKettricks of Texas. She is McKettricks, and then she has the Stone Creek series. Um, this is Tate, right? 4 stars. This delightful story of two people who should be together with, but whom circumstances have pulled apart. Watching them find their way back to each other is both heart-wrenching and satisfying because Miller crafts amazing, deep characters who tug at the reader's heartstrings, thoroughly enticing. Libby Remington has had her heart shredded too many times. Her mom left her when she was young. Her father died and she was dumped by her true love after he cheated on her and got someone else pregnant. Yet when Tate McKettrick comes knocking on her door asking for another chance, Libby hard pressed not to give him one. One drunken night ruined Tate's chances with Libby. While he couldn't trade his twin daughters for the world, he'd give anything to have Libby back. Between negotiating with his manipulating ex-wife and running his ranch, he barely has time to breathe. Let's hope they get back together. Okay. Garrett. Yeah. 4 stars. There's just something about those McKettricks and the folks of Blue River, Texas that make you want to jump right into the pages and stay for a while. Miller is the queen when it comes to creating sympathetic, endearing, and lifelike characters who paints each screen so perfectly readers hover on the edge of delicious voyeurs, and while there are a few areas that leave readers hanging, it leads quite nicely into the third and final book in the series. Huh? This is June, and that's all right. We'll see what happens. Garrett McKittrick's political idol and employers let him down. Actually, the man has outright lost his mind, and Garrett heads back home to the ranch to assess his future. But calm isn't what he finds back home. Chaos reigns at the ranch. His brother is planning a wedding. Their cattle are being stolen and left for dead. Julie Remington and their son are staying at the house. He can take all of it in stride except for Julie. Their immediate physical attraction is fun, but quickly turns to something more, something he's not sure he wants. Julie has more than enough on her plate. Her son's father is in town and he wants to make a connection. Her house is being sold out from under her, and her prize student is risk of not having the future deserves. On top of it all, that Garrett McKittrick has caught her eye. Not one to shy away from physical pleasure, she jumps in to find that she wants McGarrett more for sex than any. She wants him, in addition to sex, she wants him for other things. I read that wrong. All right. Now, this came out after that, so I don't know how. Um, this was the lowest rated of them all. Austin. The tale of Austin McKittrick, the youngest brother, brings trilogy to a close, and while it's completely predictable, it's also completely wonderful. Um, Paige Remington is going through a rough patch. She's the bridesmaid in her sister's duel ceremony and having nightmares about her ugly dress. She's temporarily unemployed and her house is being renovated. When Austin comes home after conquering the bull that almost killed him, she's forced to play nice with the man that broke her heart. Then when Austin is shot, she's hired by the brothers to be his nurse. Oh, I can see that coming. I can see that coming. Ah, take this off. We've got a few. Oh, that one before Big Sky. I'm a big audio person, so I have a lot of these on audio. I'm a very big audiobook person. Ah, Willow. Willow is a novel from early in my career, and it was originally shorter than many of the other historical romances. Now I'm delighted to be able to share this brand new edition with you. I've taken the opportunity to expand Willow to include the subplot, love scenes, and deeper characterizations that are possible with a longer book. I hope you enjoy reading this retelling as much as I've enjoyed these characters, this story once again. In 1883, the railroad had only recently come to Montana, and outlaws lurked in the hills. Willow Gallagher, who spent her early childhood in the outlaw camp until her father finally found her, is torn by divided loyalties. Newly married to handsome railroad baron Gideon Marshall, she finds fiery passion to Gideon's embrace until she discovers he's on a mission to capture Willow's outlaw brother Stephen. Now Willow must choose between betraying her brother or risk the love she found with Gideon. McKettrick's Pride. The only wide open ranch Rance McKettrick wants to see in his future is his hometown in the rearview mirror. The down to earth ex rancher is determined to make a fresh start with his two young daughters and leave his heartbreaking loss of his family's successful corporation behind. He sure doesn't need Indian Rock's free-spirited new bookstore owner Eka Wells confusing his choices and raising memories he'd rather forget. But her straightforward honesty and reluctance to trust in challenging everything Rance thought he knew about himself and their irresistible attraction puts their hearts on the line. Rance and Echo must come to grips with who they are to find out a once-in-a-lifetime happiness. McKettrick's heart. McKeegan McKettrick has learned the hard way that women can't be trusted. The only female in his life these days is the young daughter he sees all too rarely, and his sole passion for his job overseeing the family's corporation, until but mysterious Molly Shield comes to Indian Rock on a mission, and keeping a suspicious eye on her becomes Keegan's full-time hobby. A wanted man. The past tends to catch up with folks in Stone Creek, Arizona. To school mom Logan Morgan and Marshall Rowdy Rhodes are determined to hide their secrets and deny their instant attraction. That should be easy since each suspects the other of living a lie. Sierra's homecoming, McKettrick. When she moved to her family ancestral ranch, single mom Sierra McKettrick was disconcerted by Triple M's handsome caretaker Travis Reed. But when her son claimed to see a mysterious boy in the house and an heirloom teapot started popping up in unexpected places, Sierra wondered if the attraction between herself and Travis might be the least of her worries. A man in Stone Creek. There's a trouble in Haven, Arizona, and Ranger Sam O'Balavan was determined to sort it out. Badge and gun hidden, he arrived posing as a new school teacher and discovered his first task was to bring the rough rancher's children under control. So he started with a call on Maddie Chancellor, the local postmistress, and her sister of a young boy in firm need of discipline. Could not get the price tag up. Linda L. Miller, Shotgun Bride, the McKettrick Cowboys. Kate McKettrick got 5 mail-order brides-to-be at the local hotel, all more than eager to brave the frontier and provide the heir that will win Kate the Triple March Ranch. But newly appointed marshal has his hands full with a troublesome outlaw gang. Why then is he so easily distracted by pretty sister Mandy, whose claim to be a nun is obviously false? Shot High Country Bride, the McKettricks. Tired of waiting, Arizona Territory rancher Angus McKettrick ordains the first son to marry and produce a grandchild will inherit the ranch. Rafe loves only one thing more than his freedom, the Triple M Ranch. In his bid to win it, he marries a woman he never met. To his surprise, Emmeline is as beautiful as she is spirited, but she's clearly hiding a secret. The Bridegroom, a Stone Creek novel. Undercover agent Gideon Yarbough is renowned for stopping outlaws almost before they commit a crime, but now he must stop a wedding despite the bride's resistance. Linda Fairmount will lose everything if she doesn't honor her betrothal to a heartless banker unless she marries someone else instead, whether or not is a love match. Springwater Wedding. Maggie McAfee came home determined to restore the dilapidated Springwater station, but she didn't count on running into Deputy Marshal J.T. Wainwright, the hometown boy who broke her heart years before. No sooner does J.T. lay eyes on Maggie and realize that she's always been the only woman for him, then the special town erupts with a wave of deadly attacks on neighboring ranchers. Check that out. A McKettrick Christmas. Lizzie McKettrick is coming home for Christmas, and Indian Rock's new school teacher has a surprise in store for her family. A special young man, Whitley Carson. He seemed a little too interested in the McKettrick money, but Lizzie's certain Whitley cares for her deep down. Yet fate has a surprise of its own for Lizzie, Dr. Morgan Shane, when their homebound train is halted by massive avalanche, injuring and stranding its passengers. The handsome doctor takes charge, with Lizzie by his side. This was good. This was good. I remember this. This was good. He does quite a few Christmases, and I like these Christmases. I love Christmases. A Lawman's Christmas, a McKettrick novel. The sudden death of Tom Marshall leaves Blue River, Texas without a lawman and 25-year-old Dara Rose Nolan without a husband. As winter approaches and her meager seamstress income dwindles, she has three options, yet she won't give up her two young daughters, refuses to join the fallen woman of the Bitter Glutch Saloon, and can't fathom condemning herself to another loveless marriage. Unfortunately, she must decide soon because there's a new marshal in town and she's living under his roof. With the heart of a cowboy, Clay McKettrick plans to start a ranch and settle down. He isn't interested in uprooting Dara Rose and her children, but he is interested in giving her passion. So we'll see what happens there. Another. Oh, look. Interesting. Two different covers. Yep. It's the same book. Large print. Large print. Same book. Uh, a Creed, the Creed Legacy. The rough and tumble rodeo cowboy Brody Creed likes life on the move until a chance encounter with a long estranged twin brother brings him home for the first time in years. Suddenly, Brody is in Creek territory at 33. He's a restless bad boy among family with deep ties to the land and each other, and a secret haunts him as he tries to make plans for his future. Carolyn Simmons is looking for Mr. Right in Lonesome Bend as the tick-tock of a biological clock gets louder. Okay, hurry up. Uh, let's see. Reads on a 4.5 stars. Miller's attention to small details makes her stories a delight to read. With an engaging characters and lovable animals, the second in the Creed Cowboys trilogy is sure for the legions of cowboy fans out there. So I'm a series person. That's why when a series comes out, I buy them all. Temporarily leaving her life in Seattle, Tricia McCall stays in an apartment in a great-grandmother Natty's house in Riverbend, Colorado. She's there to sell the campground RV park and drive in her father left her when he died. Natty throws together with a cowboy Connor Creed since she doesn't approve of Tricia's Seattle boyfriend, and Tricia feels attracted to him. Connor likes her too, but doesn't want to become involved with a woman who won't be staying, because there's no way he'd leave his ranch. See what happens there. I'm not sure what that was for. Anna Creed's Tyler. The final Creed brother story has some hot sex scenes, but no real surprises. Widow Lily Ryder Kenyon and 6-year-old daughter are back in Stillwater Springs to help take care of her father. Tyler Creed is back in town too. When Tyler finds Davy, an abused teenage boy who might be a son, he makes arrangements for Davy to stay with him a while. For Lily, having Tyler, the man she's loved since she was a child, back is making her stay in town more complicated than she ever imagined. Ah, a Creed in Stone Creek. This is the first in a new trilogy featuring two Creed brothers and a cousin, and is peopled with many familiar faces. The boy, the dog, the octogenarians, and the parade add a nice amount of humor, while the troubled youth and his desire to make something of his life emotionally touching. Miller once again tells a memorable tale. Lawyer Stephen Creed moves to Stone Creek to settle down and raise his 5-year-old son, Matt, the son of his now deceased best friend, determined to fix up the rundown ranch he bought. He doesn't plan on falling for the local county prosecutor, Melissa O'Ballivan. Melissa hasn't been involved with the man since her last breakup 2 years ago, and she doesn't want to be involved but can't help being attracted to Stephen and loving Matt. The course of attraction and perhaps love is a very rocky for the dedicated defense lawyer and by-the-book prosecutor, even if a very smart 5-year-old longs for a parade, a dog, a pony, and a mom. Oh, that sounds heart-wrenching, doesn't it? I like these books. I like series books. I'm a series person. I like series. Montana Creed's Dylan, 4 stars. The second in Miller's Montana Creed's trilogy is an emotionally driven and filled with interesting people as the first. Continuous story arc is nicely maintained. The new mystery reaches a satisfying conclusion. When Dylan Creed's ex abandons their 2-year-old daughter Bonnie in his pickup one night, he realizes the girl needs at least one responsible parent. Dylan heads home to Stillwater Springs and his lawyer turned ranch brother Logan. There he meets up again with librarian Christy Madison, who he hasn't seen in 5 years and who broke his heart. Will they get back together? At home in Stone Creek. Everyone in Ashley Banovan's life is marrying and starting families except her. But what date can compare to Jack McCall, a man who broke her heart years ago? And now he's mysteriously back, but he isn't who she thinks he is. After a dangerous mission working for the DAA, security expert Jack McCall rents a room at Ashley's bed and breakfast. For her sake, he must keep his distance, but his feelings for her are so powerful that his heart remains off limits. Oh, again, another Christmas one. A Creed Country Christmas. In the unforgiving Montana wilderness of 1910, widowed rancher Lincoln Creed is up against more than restless wolves and the coming winters. His young daughter has needs beyond the beans and bacon he can barely cook. Lincoln must find a little Gracie a governess, a lady who can teach and cook, yet won't set her sights on him. Uh-huh. Up, 2 books left. Ah, The McKettrick Way. I think we did this the other day. This is a 3-star. Has a familiar plot, characters, and conflict, but it also its own kind of charm. And Meg's conversations with her ghostly ancestor Angus are quite amusing. Attempting to prove herself to a domineering family, Melanie McFarlane spends her own money to transform a working ranch into a guest-friendly facility. She offers rancher Russ Clinton a partnership in exchange for his help. Messi also wants Russ to pretend to be her husband. Interesting. And our final Linda Lael Miller is a Montana Creed. Logan. 4.5 stars. This wonderful start to Miller's new trilogy about McKettrick cousins Logan, Dylan, and Tyler Creed, with plenty of action as well as a bit of mystery and a troublesome family relationship. Miller delivers an enjoyable story of courage and love. The eldest of the 3 Creed brothers, Logan, returns to the family's Stillwater, Montana ranch after a career in rodeo. 2 failed marriages, and a fortune made from a do-it-yourself legal service website. He plans on making the rundown place something all of his family can be proud of. When he meets Brianna Grant and her 2 sons and discovers his brother Dylan is settling letting them live in his house after now ex-husband deserted her. Logan can't help but be attracted to her. When bad things start to happen to Brianna, Logan steps in to keep her safe and her son safe. In the process, he makes a discovery about his father that may help him make peace with the brothers he alienated. Well, that's the end of the Millers. I know there is tons and tons and tons out there, but that's what I have. And you'll probably see them again in Flashback Mondays. I hope you will tune in to Flashback Mondays. I hope you will tune in to Star Trek Next Generation Recap Fridays. And if then, please go check out the Cowboy If Then. Okay? And Flashback Monday and my daily book reviews. We're doing James Patterson's Alex Cross, J.R. Ward's Black Dagger Brotherhood, Victoria Thompson's Gaslight series with Sarah Brandt and Frank Malloy. And we're doing this new series that I got. I got my own If Then referral. And I took my advice and took out this series of books, and it's awesome. Please check out my Julie McQuinn videos. These are awesome. They are really, really good. Please hit the like and subscribe. I could use all the help I could get. Thank you.